Hi guys, Mike back again with a little overview and thoughts video really on the seventh continent. I just put out a couple of videos about showing you the unboxing of the initial Kickstarter, which comprised of basically everything that was offered in the Kickstarter, being the core set, which comes in this big box, and what is it, five expansions which give you more cards basically. I've just played my first game, actually my second game. My first game was a bit of a test playthrough, and I got a couple of the rules wrong, so kind of but I wasn't. I think I'd only played about an hour, so I started again, and I've been playing for 8 hours I think, and 8 to 10 hours, yeah, 8 to 10 hours. And I finally died. And this game is amazing. It's one of the most absorbing, thought-provoking, interesting games I've played in a very, very long time. It's fantastic. Okay. Right, those of you that don't know anything about the Seventh Continent, it was a Kickstarter, and you basically are a character. You pick a character, and in this instance, I played as H.P. Lovecraft. So you get 7 characters in the game, and you pick one. They've got different abilities, and you've been on an expedition. You've been to the Seventh Continent, and on your return, you find that your colleagues that you went exploring with have started to drop dead, and you feel like you're being drawn back to the Seventh Continent to get a curse that's been put on you lifted. And in this case, so that's the whole idea of the game basically, is to go back to the Seventh Continent to explore the island and to lift the curse. Now, the first curse we went for, which is the starter curse, the curse they suggest you do first, is the Voracious Goddess. Tells you a little bit about it on the back. Tells you what number card to start with. And this map, it gives you a map, kind of a clue. And sort of, you got FT16 written there. What could that mean? And you're sort of on an island here, and then you've got to cross the sea and onto another bit of land, and then travel and find this sort of, statue. And there's some writing there. Not sure if you can even read it. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, so you get this clue. There's a symbol down here, +7. What does that mean? Who knows? So yeah, basically, and that's it. You start with this clue and your character, and the way the game works. And I love the simplicity of the game, really. The simplicity and the complexity at the same time, where all the game is just these cards, hundreds and hundreds of cards, and that's all the game is. There's no tokens. Well, I mean, there's a little figure of your character, and there's some fire tokens that you create fire. But other than that, there's nothing else. It's just cards. So you pick your curse. Start with card 10. You go to your card trays here, which are all numbered numerically, so they're all divided. So the last divider up here goes up to 650. So you can see how many cards there are. So you flick through. There's card 10. So that's the starting card. That's where you start. And then from then on, you basically explore the island. So if you want to, so they're the symbols on the card. So this symbol here means you can travel, you can walk, or you can, what does this symbol mean? I forget what they mean. This means that you can go see or investigate. And if you want to do that, you draw card 005. So if we're going to draw 005, I don't think it's in this deck actually, I think I've already done it. Oh, there we go, 005. So you draw 005, and there's a huge cliff. So you stand before a nearly 50-foot high rocky peak. And what are you going to do? You might try and climb it. And if you're successful, you draw card 26. And if you're unsuccessful, you draw card 104. And it just goes on and on and on. If you want to go north, you could draw 107. Sorry, 007. If you want to go west, you draw 009. There is a little sort of kind of a, or what do you call it? A kind of an exploration phase, if you like, beforehand, before you draw these cards. You basically draw. You'll see this symbol here, this Roman numeral number 1. So from that, so you draw this card first, the number 1, and then if you want to go north, you'd have to flip this card to find out what's happening. So we find a juvenile rockworm potentially, and go from there. And then once you defeated this card, you would draw 007 and then carry on with your exploration of the island. And it's just. It's amazing. I mean, you can see. I mean, this is like my what is it? My 4th map, or my 4th area that I've kind of got to. This kind of jungle area that goes into a desert area, and you'll see that. I mean, all the numbers on the cards. So these cards lead off to these cards, and you can go north and south, east and west, and back to the coast. And there's all sorts of other options where you can observe, and you can pray. And what else can you do? You can swim, you can go and see and investigate, or you can observe or search. You can think about things. You can hunt and fight and rest and play music even, and pray to the gods. You can make things. I mean, there's a whole host of things you can make. So you might want to make a raft so you can get across oceans more easily. You might want to make a shovel if you think you need to dig. You might... What else have I made? A walking stick that helps you walk, or a bolas that helps you hunt. What else? A woven basket, which gives you makes your inventory higher so you can carry more things. Or oh look, I found a double-barreled shotgun on my travels, which helps me. So it will help me with these symbols. So it's going to help me fight, and it's going to help me hunt, and it's going to help me. What else is it going to help me do? What does this symbol mean? I can't even find it. I'm looking on my reference card. The key symbol. Who knows? Probably unlock something. Yes, open, lockpick, or close something. So it's amazing. It's an amazing experience. As you go along, you get injured, you get nauseated, you get tired. You meet island inhabitants. I met this inhabitant. This. Old man. It's fantastic, all just within these cards. It's brilliant. I mean, as I've been going through my travels, these are all my discarded cards, all the cards that I've gone through trying to find the information I need to get the curse lifted. And this is the end island that I ended up with. I mean, so I've chucked some cards about because I was kind of clearing the table, but then decided to make a video. And that's it. I mean, this, like I said, the simplicity of the game is amazing. All of the cards are in these trays. Like I said, you pick your curse. You start with card 10, 10, and basically that's it. Off you go. And whatever you want to do, you do. You follow the rules are very easy to pick up, and you just go off exploring. You just go off, you go wherever you like. And I mean, I think there is a designed path that this sort of the best way to get through the island, to get the right objects, to get the right things, the most economic way to get through. But clearly you need to find that. And it's been really, really, I mean, it's been brilliant, really good fun. Even though I died, I ran out of, I died. So you run out of life force basically, and you die. So, but that's cool. I mean, I don't think you're sort of, I don't really count my first game as a proper game because I made some mistakes with the amount of items I was allowed to carry. So like I said, I started again, and it's been brilliant. I mean, there's just so many little bits to it. I mean, you'll draw a card potentially, and you've got to look, you've got to scrutinise the card to find what's on it. Sometimes you'll find a code on the card written in the same sort of colour as the card background, and it'll be a different number. So you might want to draw card 271, but you'll find a little number on there, a 3-digit number somewhere. There isn't one on this card, incidentally, and it might say, I don't know, instead of 271, it'll say, I don't know, 291 or a different, any or 371, and you'll draw 371 instead. And because you noticed the secret number, you'll get something extra out of that card, a bit more explanation. But you might have missed that in the first instance, and so you don't get to experience that hidden element of the game. And there's so much of that here. There's hidden treasure. What did I have? Oh, I think I found some treasure as well. I mean, where are they? I think I dumped them somewhere. Oh, no. Where have they gone? Oh, I can't find them. Where are they? So, I mean, within the game there, I found some treasure maps. And I really want to show you. I'm not going to find them. Treasure map. There we go. Yeah. So I found treasure maps, and so you'll see this diagram. This map points to find buried treasure. So you need to find. So as you're traveling the island, you might put cards together that kind of look like this. And if they do look like this, the terrain card that this relates to, you'll add 24 to that card. So if the card is, I don't know, whatever it might be, 163, you'll add 24 to that, and then draw that card out of the deck, and you might find some treasure, which I did, and it's just brilliant. It's just really, really entertaining, really absorbing, really engrossing, and like, I just can't get over how simple the idea is, really. I think board games have become such a I don't know, overcomplication almost, isn't it, with so many miniatures and so many cards and tokens and other elements and so much to keep track of. And then this has just gone back to basic, just cards. All it is cards is all it is. Adventure cards, exploration cards, item cards, and I mean, it's all cards, and they all fit in these trays. All the cards you need for the game are in these 3 trays, and that's it. It's all you need. That you get some dice. Actually, in one of my previous videos, someone mentioned the dice because of the cutouts and thought they might be weighted. Just to kind of go back to that point, that you don't roll them for successes. You just use them to mark, basically. So if I manage to create snowshoes in my adventure, this 4 here tells me that I'm allowed to use this item 4 times, and all the dice does is let you know I can use it 4 times, and then once I've used it, I have to say I've used it once, so I put it down to 3, and then 2, and then 1, and then that item's discarded because I've used it the maximum amount of times I can use it. So yeah, you don't actually roll them for success. They're just used for markers for the durability of your items. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's such a good game. I mean, the designers purport that it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of gameplay, which I well believe. I have been at this table, on and off, 8 to 10 hours just on the first adventure, and I died. And I think there's 6 or 7 curses, and I think they get progressively more difficult, and the maps get bigger. It's just amazing. It's such a good game. Really, really good. Really enjoyable. Yeah, and highly, highly recommended. It is not available at retail and is not going to be available at retail, but they are going to do a second Kickstarter in September 26th, I think I've seen, where they're going to pump out the game again. I think they said the production costs were so high that they can't afford to put it to retail. So they're going to basically use Kickstarter as a pre-ordering system, so they can get all the money in and then just create the game again, and I suppose they're just going to create the same game. There is talk of more content, more expansions. They've had more ideas, clearly, as they've been designing this initial game. So there's going to be more content for the people who've already kickstarted it, and all that content, plus all this content, as I understand, is going to be available for people who want to join the Seventh Continent family. I mean, it is brilliant, really good. I can't speak highly enough of it. It's just such an enjoyable experience. Frustrating at times. I mean, you think you're getting somewhere and then you're not, and then you sort of think, oh, you just go, and you seem to be going off on a tangent, then you'll find something and you think, oh, I'm back on track, and then you'll, and then you're off on a different island. It's just, it's really good. Really good. So yeah, that's just my little thoughts video on the Seventh Continent. Brilliant game. Really enjoy it. So yes, if this sort of thing interests you, and kickstarting again in September. So yes, keep an eye out if you're interested. I mean, it really is. It's like like the old Ian Livingstone, Steve Jackson books. The fighting fantasy, choose your own adventure. Start on page 1 and then crack on. And you might get somewhere, or you might die horribly. It's but there's enough there to want you going back. I mean, I can't wait to set this back up and try again. And I mean, I bought the cartographer's notebook, which is a bit of a luxury, I suppose. Bit of a, I don't know whether it's a worthy purchase. Don't really know, but I mean, and clearly you could just do it on a bit of paper, to be fair. But it is nice. It's a nice thing, and it's Seventh Continent branded and all that. But I think next time when I play the game again, I'm going to start making a map. I'm going to start drawing the maps, and so I can kind of keep track of where I'm going and where I've been, make notes, and have my own little kind of explorer's log, as it were, for my kind of successes and my failures. So I'm going to do that. So yes, there we go. Long video on the Seventh Continent, but yeah, brilliant game. So yeah, I've got to pack up all these cards now. I've got to put them all back and get them all back in order. So yeah, but even though I'm looking forward to doing that. So there we go. Okay, any questions, queries, comments, let me know. I've got a few Kickstarters coming this month, actually. Everything seems to be hitting in August 2017. So I'm going to have a few more to show you at some point. So yeah. So that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.